Hello.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Noonchi Podcast. Bobby and Danny are in the house today. No Clubhouse, no nothing. We go old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have this protective
Glass between us.
yeah, to
Plexiglass.
I don't even know. I mean, I know why. Like if you go watch Korean like variety shows, interview shows, you'll see guests and hosts be separated by this plexiglass because apparently germs don't know how to make curves. right? Like
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, in that movie, what's that movie where Angelina Jolie like shoots gun bullets like with a curve, like she'll like flick it and I forget I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the trailer and I was like, really? Really, your bullet's gonna spin around the column? You fucking ugh. Anyway, so
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you fine.
How come I'm not getting any signal on the... Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
You just have a louder voice than I do.
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So, Bob, today it's cold.
It's freezing.
No, but you know what? It was very misleading because I don't get dressed via looking at my phone or the weather app. What I do is I stick my head outside the window like I'm Cinderella or some shit or some whatever, Sleeping Beauty or whatever shitty Disney princess that sticks their heads out the window, right? And I looked at the sky and it seemed very, very clear. Like I was like, ooh, it's a blue sky today. So I thought it would be a warm day. Wasn't that warm? It was bone chilling, and this is all I wore outside.
Well, at our house, like we can tell in the morning if the window is frosted, then I know it's a really, really cold day.
And was it frosted for you?
Yeah.
Oh, because to me, I stick my head out. I was like, nah, it don't look that bad. And then I came out going, fuck. And so I dress stupid. So basically what I'm telling you is after this podcast, I am going to cab it home.
Ah.
I'm gonna as the kids say, I'm gonna flex. I'm gonna cab flex this.
Because the walk to the subway and from the subway to home,
super cold.
Yeah.
Super cold.
I would cab it too, but
yes.
Saving money.
So Bob, since the last week, how have you been? I mean, obviously,
okay. We had 2 days off of work,
right?
Because it was
Seoul, or a Lunar New Year.
Lunar New Year
for all you non-Koreans.
We went out. We went to what did we do? We ate a lot of food that my mother-in-law prepared.
Is your mother-in-law a good cook?
She's amazing.
Apparently, people from that
Gwangju
part of town in Korea, they're supposed to be great cooks. Phenomenal.
Yeah, Gwangju Jeolledo. Shout out to y'all. She just does amazing banchans,
right?
And different kinds of kimchi that I've never had until meeting this family. And I'm just like super grateful. We rarely need to eat out because it's just like we have so much kimchi at home.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you as an American, right? Even though the banchan is amazing, every now and again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why they're the ones telling me, hey, we know you can't eat this every day.
Right.
So like once a week, I'll eat something like I'll make myself a frozen pizza while they're eating like Korean food.
So like at the dinner table, like what, 3 of them before, including you, 4 people, and they're eating some sort of cook or whatever. Yeah. And here you are just eating a
I would say like once every other week I'll do like something, like a Lotteria burger or something like.
And I mean, I'm sure they're cool with it. They'd be like, I mean, you're an American, right?
Well, we eat our meals kind of staggered. There's 5 of us in our household because of the baby.
Right.
The baby eats first, then maybe it's my father-in-law, and then me, or depending if I'm having the same meal with them. You know, but I don't know. It's different all the time, but we're taken care of. We have a lot of good kimchi and banchan, and my mother-in-law she's always whipping something up, like a main dish here and there. You know, we'll do samgyeopsal at home. I mean, before COVID, we would go out actually.
Right.
Once every week or once every other week, we would go out to a neighborhood tanggol and get like, I don't know, like samgyeopsal or 감자탕, or what is it, 육회?
See, you know,
장어.
I know you're not the type of person, right? Clearly not. Especially you're not the type of person to say such a thing when there's a microphone in front of you and there are like a video camera in front of you.
Yeah.
But like, has there been dishes where you were like, sorry, 장모님, this is not that good?
Yeah, every now and then they'll have hongo.
Oh.
But
hongo.
it's not homemade hongo, so I can't really, it's not.
Hongo apparently is called skatefish.
Skatefish.
Yes. Hongo.
But it's like... Ooh. Oh, it's like what do they have in Sweden? Like fermented shark. I would say it's like the Korean version of that. Although I've never tried that either.
Yeah. So what it basically, for those people that don't know, it smells like
Clorox.
A urinal bathroom puck.
Oh yeah.
You know
like
what I mean?
A urinal cake.
Yeah, a urinal cake, right? Well, I don't. I mean, that's what it smells like.
Actually, it smells more like that than it does Clorox. Yeah, you're right.
But that has been pissed on for a month, right?
Wait. So the women listening to this show,
right?
If there are any out there,
right?
Do you know what we're talking about?
Well,
urinal cakes smell.
Yeah,
like,
the public bathroom smell, right? Like, but
I don't know. I haven't been in a woman's.
I have,
and it smells like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Matter of fact, it smells worse. Anyway, so it smells like that, right? And then you put it in your mouth, right? So Koreans have
you put it in your mouth.
Yeah. No shit.
No shit.
On the bottom of your foot, dumbass. No. So some people have made what is it? Samhap, right? Where it's one piece of hongo and one piece of samgyeopsal, and then you put it in whatever, some lettuce.
That's more doable,
right?
Yeah,
because it covers the urinal smell.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
It just goes down easier.
Yeah, but like, have you? I mean, whether it's fresh or not, it is some degree of urinal cake. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Even if it's like, oh, this is good, it still is gonna fucking smell like urinal cake.
It's like basically. Yeah, it's man, but actually I've had good hongo, like hongo that I've actually enjoyed. But I think it's a matter of like how much you spend. Like the more expensive hongo that I've had has always been better.
But better, like this define better than.
But I would say all hongo. If I had the ability to get rid of one Korean cuisine, that it would knock it off. It would probably be hongo. I don't know. A lot of people enjoy it. Of course, I would hate to ruin it for them, but
yeah, hongo to me is like a ghetto area. What I mean by that is like, I mean, if I must, I will drive through it, right? But if I can afford not to go to that area, I won't go there. That's what hongo is to me. I'd be like, why? Like if it's on the table, okay.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. The first time I ever had hongo was my uncle in Korea. We went to a restaurant. It wasn't a hongo specific place, but it had hongo on the table with samgyeopsal or whatever. And he goes, "Have you tried this before?" I was like, "No, what is that?" He's like, "That's hongo." And I was like, "Oh, never tried it." And he goes, "You know what? You kyopos are not gonna like this. You kyopos can't eat this shit, right?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Say what, motherfucker?" You challenging me? You think I can't? You think I'm gonna scare some punk ass fish? Like, you know what I mean? It was just a fish. I've never been afraid of a fish. Go fuck you, fish, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, and then so I see him eat it. He eats it with the samgyeopsal and the sam and dipped it, and I was like, all right, whatever.
You did the same thing?
And I did the same thing. I ate it, and I went, I started like fanning myself. And look, man, like I was raised fairly macho, right? No macho man ever fans themselves for temperature or smell or whatever. But I was like,
so the first time you tried it was in Korea.
Yeah, I was like, no, something, no. This is
I don't think I've ever had it in the States.
I've never had it in the States, but
they have it.
They have it because I wanted to prank Peter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you?
No, I couldn't. Okay. I couldn't find the time, the right time to give him some Korean hongo.
I will say though, hongo does taste better when you're drunk. But anything does, I guess.
You know what I don't like? I don't like that the smell and taste lingers.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it stays for hours. Where you're like, ah, shit! It still smells like hongo.
Have you had stinky tofu?
Yes.
What would you rather eat if you had to pick one or the other?
That's another bad neighborhood I don't want to go to. But
actually, I actually love stinky tofu. The smell is pretty raunchy. It does smell like
poop
sometimes.
Obviously, we're not gonna do any editing, right? But Koreans have a thing called the 이상형 World Cup, meaning your ideal woman World Cup, where you get like 8 women. So, you know, like when you see like the quarterfinals, the semifinals, like a tournament, right? Yeah. But let's do exotic, shitty food, like World Cup.
Oh,
meaning like let's think of 8. Okay. So for example, in the quarterfinals, hongo stinky tofu.
Like in terms of what you rather eat?
Yes.
A stinky tofu.
Okay.
I actually love stinky tofu. At first, it was crazy to smell, but I knew I wasn't getting punked. I knew people were enjoying it, so I gave myself that, you know, like.
But how did you know, like, because that smell, to me would be, the back of my head would be like, this is wrong. Like this, nothing should smell like this.
That happens every time I have it again.
Right.
But I just know you have to push through, because once it's in your mouth and something happens and it tastes okay.
It smells like you did push through your asshole. Like, it smells bad.
It's good though. But but then there's kinds that I've never tried. I hear it gets even worse. But I don't know. I do like fermented things. Like there's this dish, this Taiwanese kind of like tofu, fermented tofu that you can buy in a bottle, and then you use like a pinprick at a time.
Oh, I've had that actually. It's
really, really pungent.
Yeah.
That stuff I love. Yeah, like I can eat spoonfuls of that.
I didn't know what it was called, but my best friend in high school, his name was Terry, right? And then so I went to Terry's house after school, and his mom and dad are out of the home or whatever. He opens his, so I know it's after school, so we have food, right? Yeah. And so he's not cooking anything, but he's like, he has rice or something left over. He heats it up and stuff, and then like he pulls out that stuff, that jar.
It's like creamy tofu,
right? Well, but it's like cubed, right? Yeah. And I was like, what is that, right? He's it's and he was telling me it's tofu, you know, and then I was like, well, how do you do it? It's like, oh, you know, you kind of spread it on the rice and you eat it, you know. Yeah. It's kind of, he goes, hey, it's a little strong, right? And I go, punk ass fucking tofu. I've been punked by food because I'm not intimidated by it. You know what I mean? Like, yo, punk ass tofu motherfucker. I could eat some tofu. I've eaten tofu. You know sundubu motherfucker, right? You know, and I give him all this attitude. Yeah, and it's all right. And he gave me a cube, like a cube, like one of those
cube cheese.
Yes,
Yeah.
And so I was like, so you want to spread it? Like, you can do whatever. See, because I said some punk ass tofu. It's like, what, you want me to spread it? And he goes, you can do whatever you want with it, man. Yeah. So I was like, yeah. And I threw the whole cube in my mouth. I saw stars. That's not the way, I saw stars. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, when you sneeze hard and then all of a sudden I saw stars and I went, oh, I've been humbled by food a lot.
That stuff is, it's not easy to take in, especially for the first time. But I got so used to it that I used to seek out Chinese markets just to buy that like every 6 months. Because one of those jars would last me that long.
Right.
And I remember in Korea too, I have my go-to place to get it in Yeonnam-dong, right? And I'll buy it. My wife hates that stuff. She's like, it's ready to throw out. I'm like, no, it only gets better. Like that stuff, but it's basically the consistency and the smell of stinky tofu.
Yes.
I don't think it's as bad, to be honest, but I think it's basically why I was able to accept stinky tofu as well. Because I had already liked that to begin with. I got introduced to that in college because I had a housemate that was Taiwanese.
For all those people that know what the hell we're talking about, because we just say...
we just talked 10 minutes about stinky tofu.
Yeah, no, but not even the stinky tofu. It's that other thing, the thing in the jar that's like fermented, but it also has like all these other spices and shit. That, you know what I mean? Like it's like chili oil possibly, like thing. All right.
That stuff is funky.
So back to the funky exotic food World Cup, right? So so you said that stinky tofu beats hong, right?
Yeah, I think so.
How about bandegi?
Yeah.
And balut.
Balut I've never had. It's the chicken and it's the chick.
Yeah. It's a I think it's a duck embryo.
Okay.
Right. Where
have you tried it?
Yes.
Where? How?
In LA.
In LA? Oh, really?
You can get like I don't like the hand motion, but you throw like you can throw hot sauce on it.
Yeah.
On the duck embryo.
Does it taste like duck or chicken or what's it taste like?
What I did was I held my breath. Right? Because I didn't want
to. Did it smell?
No, holding your breath makes you just. I don't want to experience.
Okay.
I just want to. Texture is the only thing I want to feel. I do not want to try to sense the taste of it. So I don't remember much of it, but it didn't really taste like chicken or anything, and it was really tough. It was
just the idea of it was hard to swallow.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like a dare, right?
Yeah. Even now, I don't think I don't need to try it unless I was in a country where it was a delicacy and they gave it to me. I wouldn't say, "Oh no, thank you." Yeah. I would actually try it then, but it's not something I would go out of my way to find and try.
Not my joke. Okay, for those that don't know, balut is basically it looks like an egg when you crack it open, like. A duck winks at your ass, right? But I forget which comic said this, right? But a comic goes, because he's Filipino and he had a white roommate in college, so he'd play pranks on him and put take out all the regular eggs and throw balut eggs on there. So in the morning when his roommate was trying to make like an omelet or whatever, he'd crack open the egg and fucking some duck embryo falls in the pan. It's gonna fucking freak you out, right? But out of the two, bandegi is very doable.
Oh, I love bandegi.
Well, I don't like bandegi, but bandegi is it's okay.
I mean, from the first time I tried it, I was like, I'm okay with this. I can eat this. But I like it best in tang, bandegi tang.
Ooh.
Like I know they sell it at baseball games, like roasted. And I'm like, I can eat it that way, but I prefer it in like a tang.
It's gonna sound really weird and gross, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Bandegi tang smells like a bathtub I nutted in.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna like not try to picture that. I'm trying my best not to picture it and move on. By the way, this stuff is bad for gout.
What is?
All the stuff we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, not the tofu, but like the
hongo.
Hongo is actually bad for gout. So that's a good thing. We can't really eat that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Bandegi
is not good for gout as well because it's,
Yeah. Bullet.
I think anything like all the meat isn't good for
when you bite into a baby beak.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, I had a gout flare up this past weekend or Monday. No bueno, man. I thought things were going good. I wasn't like living on the edge, so to speak. But I got fucked up with the good old gout. And it was funny because when I told you, hey man, I can't come into work today, I can work from home. I got gout. You hit me up with get well soon, man. And then a bunch of drink lots of water, do this and do that. And I was like, I've had it longer than you. like what are you talking about? Like, I've had it longer than you. I know how to deal with this.
I know, yeah. The funny thing is I got a gout flare up too. Maybe we ate something together last week.
Last week, possibly.
I got it in my fingertips. I still have it to this day.
That's why you told me something was wrong with your fingertips.
So my middle finger right now, it hurts, but I'm used to it because I've had it for the past 5-6 days or something like that.
Oh, I thought you were. Come on, man. This was the perfect time for a thumbnail. A screenshot for a thumbnail where you go, hey, my middle finger hurts, and you could have flipped off the camera.
Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
This thing.
I was like, oh, man, this is a perfect time to get a thumbnail. But anyway.
I don't know. I'm trying to live a life more worthy of I feel like one day my son is going to watch these. Yeah. Like in some sort of like crazy archive,
right?
Or like in a hard drive I passed down to him, and he's either gonna be very amused with what we're doing, or he's gonna be just really ashamed of.
Nah, you know what? I would assume. I don't know. I mean, it's a mixture of your DNA and your wife's DNA, but. My son would look at this and be like, man, Uncle Bobby's a pussy.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, yeah. That's the way I look at it. I can barely watch these or listen to these myself. Because I don't know what I'm saying half the time. I most of the times I don't think I should be your co-host, but I do it anyway because I get something out of it. I probably get more out of it than you do. Because it's like therapy to me.
Yeah, so that's why I go fucking vent. I personally believe that as long as you have conviction and you're in your beliefs, if you say something wild that you don't believe just to try to be funny, then that's to me that's wrong. But even if it's controversial, if you believe in it, I say why the fuck not? You know what I mean? Because I think both you and I have kind of given up on being like big celebrities in Korea.
Oh, it was never really. Was never on the docket.
So then, what is there to take from us?
Oh, in terms of being canceled and stuff? Oh, there's not a lot that I believe in that I think would get me canceled.
Right. I mean, what I'm saying is that okay, so here's the thing that's happening in Korea, right? So I doubt you'd know, but it's been in Korean news a lot. And I can't get away from it, is that these two famous female volleyball twins, they're like volleyball players.
Saw something about it, but I didn't read.
Basically, one of them was getting a bad reputation for calling someone out on her team who's like the best, like the Michael Jordan of volleyball in Korea is this woman, and this other girl's calling her out, right? But not by name, just kind of like, I can't stand my 선배 sometimes. They act like they're all like that kind of shit, right? And so the fans were like, how dare you insult this person? So they went deep into the archives, and it turns out that those two, they're twins, right?
Yeah.
The twin girls were bullies in school.
Oh, really?
So that the act of bullying and the victims that come out to say that I got bullied is big enough for you to get kicked off the team.
Oh, they got kicked off.
And you are no longer allowed to participate as represent Korea in the Olympics or any international games.
Damn.
So my point is that if there are any, so if you were a former bully, right, then and people find out, you are done.
I don't know. I don't. Here's the thing. I feel like everybody has a past that they're not. No matter how good you are,
right?
You have a past that you're not completely proud of.
Yeah,
because you have to make mistakes to learn how to be empathetic or to. Yeah, I mean, you have to understand, where people are coming from, right, by making mistakes.
Yeah,
just as they are, and then that's how you connect with people, right? So then, even though they bullied when they were younger, the hope would be that they learn from that. Let's say they haven't, maybe because that's the issue now. Right. Okay, then maybe it's okay that they're kicked off, but. I still think there should be a road to redemption for them.
No, I mean, but like to me, what I believe, and this might be wrong, but to a certain degree, I think everyone's been a bully or has been bullied, right?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah.
Like it might not be
possibly.
Like basically, what I'm saying is. Shit goes down, meaning so like there's maybe the alpha big fuck you bully that bullies like these people, and then these people find people weaker than them to shit on, and then these people find more people to so we're just shitting on quote unquote the weaker species or weaker whatever, right? So I feel like to a certain degree most people have bullied at least one person in their life, right? And for me in school I've done it. Right? But here's the thing.
You're not a bully now.
No. Well, I mean, I tease a lot of people,
but it's not the same thing. Like Danny, like I wouldn't be friends with you if I thought you were like a terrible person.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing is that like, I'm not a,
but I think you've done terrible things.
Yeah.
But I don't think it defines you now.
No, but that's the thing. Even when I signed my contract for my company, they asked me.
Oh, they
like, were you like a part of school violence?
Oh, okay.
And like, were you a bully in school? And I was like, no. But to be honest, I'm sure there have been incidents. I think we all have, and to me, that's my point is that like, where it's kind of like a witch hunt,
If you feel bad for anything wrong you've done in the past, I think you have a chance. Yeah. You have a chance of rehabilitation. You have a chance of becoming a better person, right? There's a problem when you're like, I don't give a fuck about anything I've done in the past that hurt somebody. Yeah. And
that's psychopathic. That's problems, right? But
I think in cancel culture, that's the one thing I try to get to the bottom of when I hear about a story, and if there's not enough information, then I just it doesn't like I don't put that final judgment on those people. Like I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because people that are living in the spotlight, for lack of better words, like they there's a lot we don't know about them.
No, right? Absolutely. So, but what I'm saying is that given that we don't know that much about them, right? So there was this random tweet from this celebrity athlete, right? Which sparked a little bit of an outrage.
Yeah.
Which basically got a former victim at school to be like, bitch, you fucking bullied me.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And then that came out. And then so what happened now is that these women have lost their job. Right? Yeah. So let's say you are owed, let's say half the season's left, right?
Yeah.
And you're supposed to get $10 million, right? They pay you in monthly installments. You got $5 million, right? Now somebody goes, hey, these people were bullies to me.
Okay.
When I was 10. I don't know the actual story, but like if we said that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and then you lose $5 million. I don't know. I don't know if that's
but they
right.
made $5 million also, right?
Yeah, but they're due 10. I mean,
possibly though. I think the universe is maybe there's a way
fuck that, man. Like their skills made them earn. They should have earned $10 million. That's not the right number, but let's just say it's 10, right? And so like,
but here's the thing: if they had bullied like if that person was a volleyball player that gave up on playing volleyball because of their bullying, then I would say maybe it's justified that they lost that $5 million because that's as far as they should have gone anyway.
Well, I think it's beyond them losing $5 million. Actually, I think they lost. I don't know if they're going to be able
sponsorships or
everything.
Okay,
yeah, because they're like, if the girl that she was talking shit about was Michael Jordan, let's just say that this girl at the time was like Clyde Drexler. Like Charles Barkley. So it's like she wasn't, she's no chump, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So they lose, clearly, a lot. I'm not defending them in the sense of I'm a fan of this. I don't care. But what I'm saying is
I still think they can bounce back in other ways, in terms of just being, human.
Yeah,
like maybe not in volleyball or the Olympics, but your goals shift to something else, to becoming a better person, for rehabilitation, and then finding a different passion in life that you can use your now knowledge of, I need to be a better person. And you can still do great things for the world, especially for athletes that, have drive. And that can stick to something, right? I think that I'm not like, I know where you're coming from too, but
because it's infuriating because if I think about, if like, let's say like, basically what I'm getting at is that, it seems like, and not Korea, but just in the world, people can't stand other people succeeding.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what I mean? And we're going to bring them down any fucking time. Right. And so,
I mean, it's kind of like what happened with Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've talked about this before, but like Louis C.K. Was on top of the world when he got canceled. Right. And so he lost all these deals, all that money, all this, like he couldn't work. Right. And so, but
he still barely does. I mean, he does stand up, I think. Well, I don't know about now, but like, it's not like he's making the same amount of money as he did before.
Yeah, but I mean, he did fuck up, right?
Right.
The thing is, he did, right? But because we were such big fans of Louis and we don't personally know him, like the narrative in our mind becomes like, man, I hope he learns from this. And
and
he bounces back in a way where he can actually encourage a different set of people.
Right.
Like it's not like it didn't push me to suicide.
Yeah.
Like I realized what I did. I fucked up. I lost everything.
Right.
But I still have to live my life, and I still have to succeed in another way. Maybe not through fame or fame and fortune, but like that's what I hope for most people that get canceled. Like I feel like they can still find a path where they can do positive things, if not more, because they fell from grace. A lot of people living in the middle, don't have as big of ambitions in their life, and they just kind of blend in, which is not a bad thing, but do they contribute to like inspiring people is what I'm saying. And so if you can look at it that way, everyone has a chance, right?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
I don't tell jokes to inspire anybody, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like I do it.
But you do. But you do inspire people.
Well, that's like my brain doesn't go, I'm going to tell these jokes so that a new crop of comedians. I never do that, right? And maybe it's. I don't want to say that people who think that way are assholes, but like for me, it's more like, hey, I'm going to do me. It's a selfish. Yeah. It's kind of selfish that I'm like, I'm going to say the shit that I think is funny. I'm going to create the fuck that I want to create. Yeah. And if you guys like it, thank you. If you don't, fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that it needs to be a part of their agenda. Now that they've been canceled, they have to figure out a way to inspire people. Yeah. I'm just saying them digging themselves out of it and trying to better themselves, like possibly it can inspire people that, are still, trying to figure out what they're up to.
I want to get to the bottom of this bullying shit. You know what I mean?
Bullying stuff.
So what I mean by this is that the world is filled with bullies, right? So you not trying to eliminate bullying in school prepares your kids when they graduate to be like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking bullies.
Yeah.
So now your kids are more ill prepared to deal with the fucking bullies of the world.
Yeah. Right? I mean, I know what you're saying because, I grew up in New York.
Yeah.
In the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And particularly like Queens and Manhattan.
Yeah.
And I was just forced to live in a shitty situation, like getting mugged, getting robbed, getting bullied, all this stuff. And it made me a little bit tougher skinned. Mm-hmm. I think that's less of the case when you take away all, like, I'm not saying put your kids like in dangerous way. I don't think we should coddle so much. I think we shouldn't like protect them from every single like little, I don't know. I hope I'm not speaking out of my ass.
I mean
I'm saying?
No, but that's my point is that like what
there should be some bullying. Is that
yes, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Because and you know what? It's kind of like it's not even an original thought. I mean, a lot of people think this way, right?
Yeah.
I think Chris Rock last special had it.
Dude, somebody bullied me. I remember when I was in 4th grade, this kid was bullying me. And I fought back one time, and we brought it to the yard, and everyone was like surrounded us.
Oh, shit, yeah,
kind of thing. And this kid was bigger than me, and like, when we got into we were fighting, right? And then afterwards, everyone broke it up, but we became friends.
Yeah,
like these kids, they just fall into these, and then he became like a really, really cool guy. Actually, he was actually like, I don't know what made him feel like he had to bully me, but then he was just like led astray or something. He was
like just knowing you now, and I don't know what you were like when you were a child, but I would assume you were deliciously bullyable.
Possibly, yeah.
Like, damn, I want to bully. So like that's a wedgie waiting to happen. He's a walking future wedgie, right? So no, I get it, man. I mean, because up until the end of junior high, I was the only Asian kid.
Oh yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fighting a lot, right? Just to be like, hey, don't fucking play with the chino. He's sleepy. But obviously, it got better and better and better. And
Taekwondo actually came in handy for you.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I was fighting. Hey, Daniel's land, no, the tricky shit, and and I had to fight him, right? And then
crane kick.
But then in high school, I went to South Pasadena High School, which was a very diverse. I would say there was the most Asians I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, even more than UCLA?
No. I mean, that's
in your life at the time.
At the time, okay, right? Yeah. In high school, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know what a bagel was. Did I tell you this story?
Oh yeah. I heard this story.
Yeah. I didn't know what a bagel was, ladies and gentlemen. 9th grade, I go to South Pasadena High School. The student body, student council or whatever, they're passing out bagels to incoming freshmen, right? I don't know what a bagel is because there weren't any bagels in East LA at the time. So from afar, I was like, maybe that's what white people call donuts, right? Right. And there was this pretty girl. I even remember her name. I'm not gonna name her now, but like she was beautiful. She was like in the student council, and she was like, "Oh my god, hi! You wanna, welcome? Are you a freshman? Here's a bagel." And so I was like, "Oh my god, this is what white people think it's a donut." And I take a bite out of it. I don't even cut it in half. No, I didn't wait for cream cheese. I ate it and I was like, yo, man, what's up with this stale ass donut? Fucking bready ass, hard ass, stale ass donut. We ain't got wind chills over here. He's like, no, that's not a donut. That's a bagel, right? And I was like, oh, so he's like, oh, you should eat it with cream cheese. And she looked at me like, fucking weirdo, like, cause I bit into it like I would do a Krispy Kreme, So anyway, so I went to a new area, and at that time, my dad goes, don't start a fight, but if you do, fight the biggest motherfucker you can.
Oh, wait, why was this again?
Huh?
Well, why?
Because nobody knew me.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody knew me in high school. So I have to start like not being alpha, but I have to establish myself as not being a punk, right? In school. So he was like, don't start a fight, but fight the biggest motherfucker you can if you do.
Okay. And you did?
Thankfully, it wasn't like a full-blown fight, but it was enough for that big dude to be like, oh, okay. Like,
it stopped midway. What happened?
Because I fucking leg kicked him and gave him a Charlie horse to a point where you can't walk if you hit him right. So I hit him right there, and dude was like, all right, see how it is, right? So and then
you became friends.
Yeah. And I used to hang out with like. There was a lot of Asians at first and second year of freshman and sophomore year of high school. Didn't have any Asian friends.
Okay.
They're all like black and Latino. Mm-hmm. And everyone was like, what the fuck? Why is this Asian kid? Because, stereotypically, Asians kind of hung out with Asians, and like, races kind of, hung out with their own races. Right?
I mean, in high school, I was very much a loner.
Yeah.
But I hung out with other loners, and they happened to be Chinese. But they were like, actually, I still keep in touch with them. It's crazy.
Really?
They're super cool. But I always felt like I was still a loner because, it was mainly three guys, right? And they, but I always thought they were friends, and they just let me like tag along every now and then because they live close to each other in Chinatown, and I live like in Midtown, and I don't know, but I was always grateful for that they let me into their circle.
Were they forever loners, or did one of them turn out to be like the?
I don't think they were loners. They had friends though.
Okay.
But we did all sit together at lunch. And I think that's how we got to get to know each other.
Did people throw shit at you at the?
No, it wasn't like that. I went to a pretty good high school where there weren't like many bullies and stuff like that. Damn. So, but I went to like a specialized high school where you had to take, you had to audition to get in. So,
ladies and gentlemen, he said specialized.
Yeah.
Not special.
Yeah, specialized high school. Yeah. So, I mean, there was, and so we were all fine arts majors, visual arts majors. But there were also dancers, like ballet, and I don't know.
So who were the cool kids? Like, what group was like the cool kid? Like in normal high school. Okay, the actors were the actors were the jocks.
Drama,
right?
Yeah. Kind of, I guess.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like there was in I would say normal high school there would be like the chess club, or there's the jocks, there's the good looking, the rich kids.
It was different with our school, I guess. It was just more like there were the cool kids,
right? Even
in the art department there were cool kids. There were cool kids, and there was dance, there was instrumental. What else was there? There was art, there was something else.
Because we treated like the rest of the student body kind of looked down on the drama club at high school, right?
Why?
just because they're just fucking like drama dorks, right? Like that's what we thought of them as, right? Like just weird motherfuckers, right? And out of the drama club in South Pasadena High School, a year right below me, was an actress named Allison Brie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
you guys knew each other, right?
She wasn't Allison Brie at the time. She had her official name, but I remember like I was like, oh shit, that's Allison. Like when I saw her, I was like, oh my god, I remember her. Yeah. But I remember we all just kind of like, I don't want to say like it's too general, but for the most part, we just treated them like, oh, those weird drama, like finger snapping, smelling like grass all the time, motherfuckers. Like, you know, again, that's how, to me, high school in a nutshell, it was like groups and then just views on such said groups, like the drama club or like the Dungeons and Dragon kids, or you know what I mean, like and that's why I think I'm in a weird place now where I didn't want to be the Dungeons and Dragons kids or the drama kids of high school, right? But now it feels like those kids are the majority, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I haven't kept up with.
No, I mean, meaning that like the who I thought were kind of like the outcasts and the loners were.
Oh yeah.
When I was in high school, now have become the majority, and then my thinking and my values are kind of like, yo, like that's not cool, right? You know what I mean? Like it's become that. Like, you remember, have you seen the movie, the new 21 Jump Street?
I have, with Jonah Hill.
Yeah. It feels like that, where, you know, they go back to high school and they're like, you know, like Channing Tatum's kind of like the, you know, like the jock that in every high school in the 80s and 90s, like that was the cool guy, the star athlete, football player, good looking dude, right? But he tries to pull that shit. He becomes a fucking like the hey weirdo. Like that's, you know.
Yeah.
So I've become that. Although I'm not Channing Tatum or whatever, but my beliefs were, you know. So I don't know, man. Like I've been forced these days, like because I haven't performed in a long time. Being in Clubhouse rooms where people are complaining about being toxic or being triggered or whatever these words are, you know what I mean? Like I go, so our buddy Walter, who was on this, he was on, remember last episode where he was on the Clubhouse room?
Oh yeah.
He got called out.
Where?
He got called out at a K-pop discussion room on Clubhouse.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right? Because Walter goes, hey, I like watching, I like listening to the girl groups. Not a fan of the boy groups.
Okay.
Right? That was it.
Yeah.
Right? And then nobody complained when he was in the room, but when he left to go to another room, apparently, like this chauvinistic.
Oh, somebody...
like his comment was deemed as chauvinistic and toxic and whatever, you know. But they didn't even confront him while he was in the room.
I see.
You know.
So you heard it from another friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, what? You know, like that's the type of shit that I was like, if that's how you really believe, then you say it when he's there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Hey, man,
I agree.
I think that viewpoint, it's a little chauvinistic, you know?
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it's chauvinistic, but if that's how you feel, might as well have that conversation out instead of like that. You're just talking shit behind people's back, and who knows? There's people that didn't hear what Walter has to say, to hear her side of the story.
I agree.
And then that motherfucker now becomes like a shithead K-pop fan that's chauvinistic, right? That's the problem.
He should be able to defend himself.
Right.
Sure. For what? Yeah, of course. Absolutely.
And so when Walter told me that, I was like, oh, I wish I would have been there, because I would have been like, well, I like to watch K-pop girl group videos on mute.
Oh my gosh.
But you know, like to me, it's just that. It's like I'm like, fucking loosen up, right? So I'm actually not a big fan of those rooms in Clubhouse that talk about like Asian American identity.
Okay.
I've done it twice, and I think that's enough for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I still don't know what I think about all of it. I'm just kind of like, the world is becoming more inclusive, right?
Right.
And so I definitely think there's going to be a shift, and there needs to be. I think in order for us to accept each other, one another better. But given that we're from another generation, I think people need to understand, or at least give us some time to understand, to understand what they're going through as well. Like, we all have our own opinions and worldviews based on when we were born and where we were and all this stuff. So you have to give people some benefit of the doubt. Like no one is going to be perfect, right?
No, I agree.
But people are expecting perfection from everyone they encounter. Especially, that's why it's happening more and more with celebrities, because people, if you're going to put them on a pedestal, you're going to hold them to a different standard, I guess, right? So, and they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
So if you're holding the keys to their success, then people are going to take that away from you, right?
But it's funny is that like, every night, my lullaby is an old like Opie and Anthony, Patrice episode.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time.
That's my kind of lullaby. I go to sleep to it, right? To a point where it sounds like they're
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, just all of them. Just turning that on.
I'll just turn one episode on, like 3 hours long. And just go to sleep to it, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night when I turn it on, sometimes I dream that they're having this conversation on Clubhouse.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? Because I'm on it so much that I can hear, like you can kind of see the light flickering with the box. Like that's how I feel it, right? But the reason why I bring it up is because Patrice goes, I wish it was like back in the days when if you hated Clark Gable, right? You had to go to the feather store to get a fucking pen, right? And be like, I am offended. And then you had to mail it through Stagecoach, right? And address it to who knows where, MGM, like, you know what I mean? Where the lion lives, right? You know what I mean? And you would barely get a letter, right? But now because of such access, like, they think we're homies. Like our fans think we're homies, right? We're appreciative of them, but sometimes we kind of want the distance.
Yeah, they have too much access.
Yeah. Because especially comedians, right? Actors they see them a little. There's a little bit of a pedestal thing, but I feel like with comedians, particularly in Korea, they treat us like straight up 반말.
Yeah.
웃겨봐. What?
Shoot. Okay.
Go fuck yourself. Yeah.
It's I definitely believe their celebrity is definitely gonna be something different in the next generation from what we know of it, because there's less mystery.
Right.
And we kind of actually we kind of love the mysterious part of it, because a lot of it was going on in our mind, and we were being like fanatical or fantasizing what is that, by the way?
Oh, it's my cartridge.
Oh, okay. So we're part of that like allure and like, I don't know, just that mysterious nature of the people that you like adored, or like celebrities that you liked or followed. Like, yeah, we didn't know anything about them. So we would have to pick up a magazine to read like an interview to learn just that much about them. But now that they're on Instagram Live and they're doing all this stuff, then you hear something that you don't quite like about them, then it becomes harder to be a super fan of anybody. Yeah. Right? I think I'm having a big, I technically like, damn, I'm tripping over words, but in Clubhouse, particularly, I don't like it because I need more time to actually, when I'm talking to strangers, like I'm thinking too much.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Over the years, that I don't know that thing that you do where you think too much, and the words that come out, it how do you say it? It gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
hearing you talk sometimes, like to public, like to strangers, or not public, but the way you.
It gives me anxiety afterwards too, because I'm the type of person that replays everything in my mind. Oh, I should have said it like this,
and
I should have said that. I was really trying to get this point across, but I didn't. I actually went on Clubhouse once over the weekend, right? I think on like Thursday,
right?
I went in because Randall Park finally joined.
Yeah.
Right. So I went into his room and it was only like 10, 20 people at first. And then I was able to get up there and talk for a little bit. But then right then, like 100 people were in there. And I was just like, I just wanted to tell a story about how how I saw Randall at my first audition.
Wait, there were 100 speakers?
There's like 100 people.
So they were
listening and maybe like 10 speakers.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Who cares?
But I don't know what I was like. At first, I was totally fine. I was just talking to Randall, and I was just like, "Oh, this is cool, man. I get to kind of catch up. Not really, but then at one point, I realized that there were other people there, and I started fumbling over words, and then I got out of the room, and then for like an hour, I was just like, "Oh man, I kind of fucked that up." I didn't really. It was just more like, man, I like all these people that didn't know me. Like maybe I should have been a little bit more respectful of the fact that they don't know who I am. And I don't know.
So
I started overthinking. So I turned Clubhouse off for the rest of the weekend.
Dude, man, you got problems. You can't think that way. You can't, fuck that, man. Like, okay, so let's play this. Let's play this scenario out, right? Yeah. I am so that is a speaker line.
Yeah.
And this is the listener line, right?
Yeah. And
so I don't know who the fuck you are, right? So how do you be respectful with you talking to Randall? How do you be respectful to me? It doesn't make sense. Like, what do you mean you have to be respectful?
I don't know. I guess I was just trying to, I feel like there were other people that were like, giving to the conversation like information that people might want to hear, something like uplifting or like but I'm just telling like a funny story. You know?
And you know that those stories are way more necessary than hey, you are a hero or whatever. To be honest, like the funny stories are way better for the whole room.
Oh, you know what? You
are a big model citizen.
You know what did it though? Is because Randall's friend was moderating the room, and as soon as I told the story and had a laugh, and everyone had a laugh. Actually, it wasn't bad.
Right.
But what did it for me was I wanted to say goodbye because I just had to leave. But I want to say, Randall, good to talk to you again.
Right.
And he
muted you.
He put me back down into the audience.
Nice.
And I was like, I didn't have a chance to do that. And I was like, did I say something wrong? Like, he didn't push anyone else back down. He just pushed me back down.
After the recording?
That's why I was kind of like, maybe I said something wrong.
After the recording?
Yeah.
Let me know who it is.
After the recording?
After we press fucking end on this record, let me know who it is. I'll fucking chew them up.
It's not someone we both know, actually.
So, you might never know.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
But here's so I joined in a room because a friend pings me to come up to the room, right? So I go into one of the Clubhouse rooms late at night, right? And then, everybody is like semi-stalking everybody, right? So every time you come into a room, you're going to hit the profile. You're going to see what the profile says.
Oh, right.
And then some people will go as far as going into the socials that are linked, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's Instagram or whatever, right? So they're like, oh, it says you're a comedian. Tell us a joke. I was like, I don't know what this room's about. I don't know how hardcore I can be. He's like, oh, I can be really dirty. So I go, oh yeah? And I go fucking dirty, right? Middle of the joke, the moderator mutes me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, right. When the moderator said we can take it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I went, fuck this, man.
Oh, okay.
So I just left. I was like, yo, I don't need to be in here, you know? So, yeah, there's places where you go, you know what? That didn't feel good. Let's get out of here.
I'm too sensitive.
I'm not.
I'm totally too sensitive.
Although, like, I was kind of angry for about 30 minutes after I got muted.
Yeah.
You know, when they told me I can go as hardcore as I wanted, I got kind of mad. But I was like, yeah, fuck it. You know?
Yeah.
I got other shit to worry about.
That's the right attitude.
Yeah.
That's where I need to be.
Yeah.
In most situations, I overthink everything.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this and you're like me or you're like Danny, let us know. Like what kind of person are you? Why are you listening to this show?
You shouldn't
be like, talking about.
You shouldn't be like you shouldn't be like him or me. And by the way, I personally like conversations that have no point.
Actually,
those are my favorite. Actually,
yeah. Today we didn't get much done in terms of like bullet pointing. Like
yeah, we did the World Cup of the World Cup of tournament of shitty but exotic foods.
That's true.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's just good to talk with no agenda.
Yeah,
like I think that's what this is for me because I don't really get to talk much.
Yeah. You know what I do think is though, I'm curious. Is because of your overthinking. Yeah. Do you actually sometimes not listen? You understand what I'm saying?
All the time.
I think that's the worst problem. Is that because you're overthinking, sometimes you're not really listening. Yeah. And I go, wait, but that has nothing to do with what the fuck we just. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that comes out a lot, and
actually, and I see that. I see it. I see you forming that like suspicion in your mind when we're talking. Yeah. Because that does happen. My mind wanders easily. Yeah. I have a big problem with that. Like I eventually get what I have to get done, but like at the expense of people thinking I'm crazy. Yeah. You get it? Yeah. Yeah. Of course you get it. Yeah. Because you have to deal with it like I deal with 3 days a week.
I feel like I deal with it pretty good for most people.
Yeah, no, I really, really appreciate you, Daddy.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel bad for her. Anyway.
So I gather up the rest of the troops. I'm like, hey guys, this is what I think y'all should do. Yeah. And then this is what you do. All right. Boom. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Anyway. All right. I can't believe we did about an hour. Yeah. I didn't think we can get there because I knew that we were more tired and beat than usual.
Super tired, super beat.
And I'm curious if, you know what? It's not even the tired part. It's just that it's the first time in a long time we've done this sober, both of us.
Oh, yeah. We're drinking water.
Yes. And I think also... I realized what we need to do to kind of potentially level up this podcast.
Oh, what is that? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Quit our jobs.
What? Wait. I know you're serious though. Like why? Because you need the fear? You need some sort of fear of what?
One is fear. Mm-hmm. And one is having you focus more on the task at hand.
Oh yeah.
Than the shit that's
because you know how many tasks we actually have to deal with on a daily basis. If you take all of that out of the picture,
Hence I said if we quit our jobs.
That's true.
Remember like a few weeks ago, I told you this is the quintessential clip for our show.
Yeah, I remember.
It was before we started work here.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, this is what we needed to do. Right?
Like it was the dynamics of my wife and our conversations. Yeah.
To me, that's what it was. It wasn't like there was no thought of overthinking of this gonna be offensive or whatever. Yeah. You let it out. I hit it. You threw something back. I hit it. You know what I mean? There was that response.
Yeah.
But now
we're too careful.
you're too careful.
Yeah, I am.
And I'm like figuring out how to bring that out of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I mean, us quitting our job, that's crazy. We have bills to pay, but like, to me, that's what it is. We
gotta get some more guests.
Yeah.
On again.
But that's the thing is like, we should. One thing is that we still don't plan.
Yeah.
We know it's a Thursday or Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
But then we're like, all right. And then
I want to do just a series on us playing that card game, that balance game, but not just us. Maybe with like two other people.
Yeah. So
like two other people join us on the Noonchi Podcast, and it's just mainly to do like stupid drinking games.
Yeah. So we need someone that's very good at Korean, and it's not me to explain that. We need someone like a level up.
Yeah.
And we should have some of our good friends come in, or fun friends.
Yeah, let's do that. Anyone of our friends listening now that want to join us next week, let us know.
No, that's not how it's going to happen.
It's not going to work, yeah.
We're going to call...
I just said, do all the work for us.
Yeah. Fucking asshole. This is why the podcast ain't going anywhere. We need to be more proactive. Not just you, me too, right? So anyway, thanks for listening, guys. We were rambling, but
totally.
Fuck it. We've always been rambling, and you're still listening. So thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Peace.